What's up? It's your boy Carcino here, and let's talk about it. As they continuously not send you notifications this morning. For those of you who just got here, my name is Carcino. This is my page, Carcino for Life. You're probably going to watch this later after it posts, as people have had many troubles trying to get notifications sent to them. Now, people all weekend long, as all the stuff I've been doing, I really took yesterday off to spend time with my grandmother for her birthday and her celebration. That's what we did. Now we have another problem. And the problem that we have here is irritating me. It's irritating to me that I have to address it. All you people keep talking about this anthem and calling Dak Prescott a coon, calling all these other people who are not doing what you want them to do a coon. I have a problem with that. And we're going to get into all of the nitty gritty on this subject. I'm just waiting till a few more people show up this morning and we can get into it. Because this has gotten a little bit out of control. You understand? Now, for the past 2 years, almost 3 years, people have been trying their hardest to get this situation under control. See, when you talk about stuff that's real, they don't want to post it. Hold on, I'll be with you directly when we finna get into this. Got fiber internet, so they can't say it's the internet. We got everything going the way it's supposed to. Every lie they done ever told, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Nope, it's none of those things. It's on their end, and they're gonna have to be the ones to fix it. Now, let's get to brass tacks. Everybody else, you guys can just get it later when the video's done or whenever they decide it. It's 5 minutes in and nobody has sent a notification. I'm sorry, Mr. Jacobs, that you went through that. Now, here's the situation. Like I told you, people have been getting called coons. You're cooning. You're doing that. You're doing this. Everybody's been disrespected over this subject about the anthem, how to deal with the anthem situation. And when people think for themselves, they're either called a coon or they're called sellouts or whatever because you don't want to do what everybody on TV is telling you is the thing to do. Or you're not involved. Normally, because I don't want to be the story on how they use other blacks against other blacks. What's up, Guru? I don't want to participate in that. I hate when they do that. I don't want to be that brother that they use to go against other brothers. I mean, look, if you're at your job, you have to do what they tell you to do at your job. Am I correct? He's employed by the Dallas Cowboys in the NFL. They give him a check to be there. That's his job. So what he gonna say? It ain't my job to stand up for the flag. It's your job to put that doggone pink pad on there for breast cancer. They said we gonna put this patch on. What you gonna say? I don't want to wear it. You don't gotta work there. If you don't like what the job insists that you do, you don't have to work there. Some jobs have it where the first 5 minutes you have to stretch and exercise before y'all start work. They pay you for it, but you do that. They want to make sure that they employees are nice and stretched out because they're going to be sitting or doing some manual labor for the rest of the day. So the first 5-10 minutes of the day, they might stretch. Thank you, Joseph. See, people are making this about the flag. They're not protesting the flag. The players have never protested the flag. They are protesting. They're using this moment to bring attention and awareness to blacks being killed, unarmed blacks being killed and shot down by police officers. This was the point of what Colin Kaepernick was doing it. Everybody else decided to use this platform to mimic or do the same thing. Here's what is the biggest problem in that is this was not your idea to follow. You just think this was this man's plan. This man has never come out and done an interview and ever explained anything that he's done except for once. And he's never talked about it again. So therefore, you're backing something that you don't really truly understand what they were doing. Now, two, you're on someone else's job. They're paying you to be there. Any protest in America, if you protest, you can't be on the property and protest. If you're going to protest something, you got to have permission from them to do so because they're paying you to be there. If you're not, you can't be on their property. If people are protesting doggone the gas station, they can't be on the gas station working there and protest. Why would they be paying you to protest? Do you know the United States military is part of the NFL? Do you know they got the troops flying over? They're doing this. They got everybody there. They're very patriotic to this country. Why in the world would they want you to make it look and appear that you're disrespecting the flag? They don't even want that to even be a theme. And you're blaming the NFL for the situation? They need to be more involved. That's why you have a union, supposedly. Your union's supposed to negotiate things of this matter, to say we need more involvement in these situations. But you, as players, have multi-millions of dollars. You guys got millions of dollars and a lot of resources. You have your popularity, you have your fame. If you want to protest, you could do it on your own time. If you don't want to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and have a flag in front of your house, that's your business. But you can't come in somebody else's house and tell them how you want to do things. And they paying you to be there. That's just remarkable to me that this has been going on for 2 years. I'm the only one making sense because I'm the only person that thinks. Everybody else is just reacting because they want to be fighting something and they don't even know what they're fighting. Here's the thing. If you want to bring, if your purpose was to bring awareness to unarmed black people being killed by the police officers, then you failed because that has not brought awareness to that at all. This always been about, it's about the anthem and the flag. No one's talking about unarmed black people being killed by police. So your mission to bring awareness to that has failed miserably. Go back to the drawing board and think about how you did that wrong. How you did it wrong is because none of you guys collaborated with each other. None of you guys got together and said, you know what, we need to bring awareness to this. Let's all go out there and have a press conference and really bring awareness to it by making that the main issue. All of us players here in the NFL, we have more power than the actual NFL because they come to watch us. We've all unified. We all got together. We all got our money, our fame, our resources. We called our friends, and we're going to bring awareness to it and address the actual problem. We want to make changes in every police department in their whole training ritual as how they deal with arresting perps. They need all to be retrained and retooled. No police station in this country should be without a body cam. Everything's going to have to be recorded. If you cover up the body cam, you're automatically suspended. There's no exceptions. You will be investigated and you will be suspended. You need new protocols in place. You need all these things done. Address the actual problem. Taking a knee in front of the national anthem is only going to bring attention to you in a negative way. And it's been like that for 2 years, and keep on doing it. It's not going to make it any better. They're still going to talk about the anthem. They're still going to talk about the flag. So what you're doing isn't working. So I opened up the platform to do this live because everybody's like, you're a coon, you're avoiding this. Why you're not taking up? You and Dak Prescott are coons. No, Dak Prescott has never done it. So why would he be doing it now? The Dallas Cowboys don't want to do it. They don't have to do it. And this is what I don't, this is what it kills me with black. We love a show. We love a good show. We love to get behind some idiot or some plan we think is a plan and just run behind it because we're so anxious to want to fight something, but we never address the actual problem itself. We want to fight. We want to get in there. We want to get in there and protest and argue about it, but we're not going to address the problem. You will be emotional too, Mr. William Howell. When you say black people are so emotional, no, we are all emotional. And yes, we have a reason to be emotional. When you've been over policed your entire life, put in marginal situations, lack of education, lack of resources, and it's been like that in your whole family's generation, you'll be emotional too. Right. Anything go wrong in this country, they blame us. See, there is no hiding in the closet for us. You can't hide from being black. Sorry, Homo Nation, Skittles crew. You want to be us, but never take any of the... Okay. So y'all wanted me to address it. I'm addressing it once again. Let's actually get it all out. Let's get it all out. No, they don't want to understand. They're programmed to believe one narrative because we're painted. The news, like I told you, was never meant for us. It was never meant for us. Okay? The news are meant for them. Oh, I just saw what happened. Of course, he's a suburban black. You think Vin Rain's gonna live in the hood? What benefit is it for him to live in the hood? His money status does not equivalent for him to be there. That's the problem. We don't have a community. Tupac spoke on this. There's no place for blacks to go. Where's the black community? It's always in a poor area. So now they're finally starting to have suburbs where there's people that look like you that actually do the things that you do, and that's cool. They have to go live around people that they don't like because their money puts them there. They want to live in a nice home, be in a nice school district for their kids. See, people don't realize that everybody wants the same things. No matter if you're Hispanic, Indian, black, you want definitely security, financial security for yourself, better education, and a better life for your kids. That's it. Everybody wants that. Why is that a problem thinking that everybody don't? Everybody wants that. You want security in your life. You want to make sure your kids have a better life than you. You want your kids to be educated. Would I kneel for the flag? No. No, I'm not kneeling for that. It's not doing anything. What is that doing? What is that doing? It's been 2 years. They've been kneeling. They've been doing this. They've been kneeling. They doing this. What is that doing? They think they're being part of a solution. They're not. It's part of a problem. It's bringing awareness to unarmed police officers killing unarmed blacks. It's not. So now, what's the next move? We keep this. No dialogue has happened. It opens the conversation, Kareem. No, it does not. The conversations are still not being had. It's 2 years later and the conversation is not being had. You know what brings the conversation? Actually trying to address the problem. Unity. Unity brings awareness to a situation. What happened in Parkland, Florida, when the guy went into the school and started shooting up the place? All of a sudden, you have All these kids come out, very well organized, very well functional, and if anybody spoke negative about them, Fox News to be precise, what did they do to that station? They went to their sponsors. Did they go and say, we're going to protest Fox News and take a knee outside of Fox? Did they grab a bullhorn and stand outside of Fox's building and start screaming so they could be on TV to bring awareness? No, they did action. They called the sponsors to that show and said, we won't buy your products. We're going to push everybody not to support your products if you're supporting this show. And what did they do? They called the show and said, we're going to pull our sponsorship. And what happened? Fox News apologized to them because they were losing money. You see, it's how you do things and how you take action that matters. They've been giving you examples for a long time. These players who are all doing this sporadically are not unified. They're not even attacking the problem. Now it's becoming an issue of anthems and flags when it was never about anthems and flags. Well, come on, Carlos. Tell me what you don't agree about. I'm here for the dialogue. That's why I did this live, because I wanted everybody to get this and we could go right off the dialogue. Well, the reason why we don't have an economic voice is because we choose not to unify and try not to learn about economics. We have multi-million-dollar athletes. We have multi-million-dollar celebrities. All these guys can show up to each other's parties and birthday celebrations and pop champagne and making all these other people rich. But when it's time to get together to unify to do something like we're going to change the way the police officers' training rituals are, put new rules in place that they all got to wear body cams, when it's proven that everybody's wearing body cams have reduced violence and unsolicited attacks on unarmed blacks down by staggering numbers. And everywhere, when it was first introduced, when this was first happening, I've said it 2 years ago, I said it 3 years ago, they need to wear body cams. San Diego or San Fernando County, they were wearing it first because they had a lot of violence on Hispanics and blacks by the police officers. Now, this isn't a one isolated incident that's happening in one state. It's happening from state to state to state to state to state. So there's a problem in the training that's going on, and then light needs to be shined in the right direction. Because why is this happening? Who are they hiring? Ohio is the worst. So you're not safe anywhere. The moment them lights come on and they're pulling you over, that could be it. I got to turn on my interior light because I'm not taking any chances or where they might think something is around or I might have been reaching for something. I turn my interior light on, and you've seen that live when I got pulled over. I turned my interior light on so they could see in the car at night, especially if I'm out there by myself. I turn the interior light on. There's no games. You pulling me over for a traffic stop, and yet you got a cop coming up on one side of the car with a flashlight and another cop coming up, creeping up behind with his hands on a pistol. Why? My police record doesn't indicate that you need to do that. So why would be the point of you doing it? We need to have different training procedures put into place. Everybody needs to be policed. We're not saying we don't want police on our backs. We're not talking about, hey man, that guy's a criminal. He might He might have a criminal record. That don't mean when you see him, you get to kill him. Especially when we seen people that's not the same color as us get all kind of benefits of the break. They get to fight the police. They be in there taking them down. They still trying to tase them. Take them down to the station. This dude was jacked up on drugs. He fought like 3-4 police officers. Yeah, people shooting up schools, they bringing them in alive. It ain't no shoot to kill with him. One guy was allegedly taken to a restaurant to get something to eat. So when you say black people are emotional, they have a reason to be emotional. How emotional would you be if this was happening to you? Of course, all these NFL players, they got basketball celebrity friends. They have friends who are actors, who are all supposedly involved and want to help out in the community. Why don't everybody unify? Go call a press conference and tell them what the press conference is about. CNN should show up, Fox, all these people should show up, ABC, NBC. They all come to this press conference and make these announcements saying this is what we're doing. And if anybody wants to support these guys who oppose these type of things, they need to come to the table and address these police officers killing unarmed black men. Why is this happening? We need to talk about this and have this addressed. And if anybody would oppose that, anybody of an opposite race would oppose it, it'd be what is your opposal to this? This is what we're talking about. People are saying Dak Prescott is a coon because he don't want to take a knee when he ain't ever protested and don't have to. It's not going to do anything. He's probably doing more for the community than most of these dudes who've taken the knee. And people's like, man, you can't just jump on people taking a knee. I'm not blaming them for taking a knee. I'm saying, be smarter. Taking a knee. People do this stuff when they want to fight. They mad and they don't know what to fight at. They mad about the situation. They just not thinking about what's the right way to do things or how to do it. They're just mad. They just want to be against something and fighting it. And if something fighting them back, they're going to fight back harder. That's what they know. They mad. The mistreatment, people that look like them, family members like that look like them are getting shot, killed, and murdered. And you expect them not to have an effect? The same way y'all felt about Casey Anthony and her baby situation, about the outrage on that. Yeah, we have these Casey Anthonys every day. So as outraged as y'all was over Casey Anthony and the shoebox and the baby and everything and all of that, we go through that every day. See, DeAndre, you were almost there. You were almost there, DeAndre. You putting it right there Black men need to come together and stop supporting these racist sports. Stop watching. Stop buying their merchandise. Right then and there, you were almost there. Blacks coming together, but you want them to fight the organization, the NFL, the NBA, all of these Major League Baseball. They're not responsible for the police departments. You're putting, see, right then, you're turning your attention towards the distraction rather than facing the problem. Exactly what I was saying. You see how quick we do that? We go right to the sports. The NFL is the problem. The NFL are not shooting and killing unarmed blacks on the streets. Now, if you want to bring awareness to it, bring awareness to it. Don't just say I'm taking a knee because I'm protesting in the national anthem. You're playing into their hands. Because now they're making an example of you. They're saying, see, they're disrespecting the flag and the national anthem, and we're giving them all this money. They're turning the narrative of the people who watch sports. And they're going, they're so disrespectful. All the money they're being paid, all the things, the troops. That you letting them use you to paint a narrative because you're not smart enough to get around something that's simple. And you have a bunch of people getting you to fight the NFL. This is why me and Shannon Sharp do not agree. I do not agree on this subject with Shannon Sharp. And they came into the inception on Undisputed in this manner. When they started Undisputed, this had just broke. With Colin Kaepernick couldn't get a job in the NFL because of this. No, they're playing checkers in a game of baccarats. It's far past chess. This is far past chess. This is baccarats. What they in? So no, see the problem, the flag been disrespecting us since existence. Listen, flags don't do anything. Objects don't do anything. This painting or this picture could be offensive to some people. They might look at it and say, I don't like the way they mix those greens and blacks. That's offensive to a lot of people. Objects, that's just what it is. It's an object. It's the rules, it's the laws behind these things that matter. You think a flag stops somebody? You think a Confederate flag? You think I'm going to sit there and fight over a Confederate flag being up? You can put any flag up. I don't care what flag is up there. It's the people behind it, the laws behind these things that has to be changed. So if you take down the flag and the law still exists, what have you changed? What have you accomplished? Nothing. It's just a distraction. Black people were killed by Dylan Roof. He went into church, shot up a whole bunch of black people, murdered them in a church. And what did they do? They took down the Confederate flags and some statues. But the laws still remain. See, DeAndre May, you're going to have to wake up one day and realize there's more. You're looking here, and the fight's right here. And as long as they got you looking here, and you arguing and yelling down here, you're running like a hamster in a wheel. You're doing this. You're not going anywhere because you're afraid to fight and face the problem. See, that's what the problem is. They keep you in fear of unity. They keep you in fear of your own people. Frank, my war is not against white people. Blacks. My war is against police officers killing unarmed black men. You just like to troll. It's part of the problem. You're not part of the solution. Oh, what's the solution, Versace? Easy. And the reason why I say it's easy because it is easy. It's just that people don't have the heart or the courage to do it. It's unity. Call your own press conference. If you're going to protest, protest for real. Do it on your own time. You can't do it in the NFL. You're on their property trying to protest them. Where does that happen? In the history of this world of a protest. You can't go on someone else's property and expect them to pay you to protest their thing. No, it don't work. It don't happen nowhere in the world. So now, do you think there's a protest? Why the NBA isn't doing it? Because they already took care of that. It's in their contract. They can't do it. Now, the solution is unify, change laws, and retraining and retooling police officers from every police station around this nation. It should be a law that every police officer should have a body cam. You cannot cover your body cam at any time. If you do, if you're on the job and you're on duty, that body cam has to be working and has to be on. If it's not working, you better take your butt back to the station. If not, you're going to be in for court martial. You see, all these black athletes, they're the face of the NFL. You guys are the stars. You're the ones they run out to buy the jersey. So if all you guys get together and have the press conference, they're going to pay attention because it's not just you. You got celebrity friends. You have entertainment friends and all these sports and things. Have them come around. You guys know how to organize. You can organize to throw a party and have everybody come there with sparkling bottles. So you can't organize to get all y'all together on y'all off time? NFL players have the longest off season in the world. They don't play again in like November. Their season started what, October, November? They off from January to like August. They start spring training. So all this time they could have been unified, getting programs in place to try to go out and change laws in the police system because it's the rules of how they're policing a certain demographic. So now when people have body cams on, and in certain cities and states, they have body cams. And you've seen the numbers. The numbers have dropped dramatically from unarmed black people being killed by police officers. That number has dropped with the body cams because people know they're being watched. So when you know you're being watched, you're less likely to do something you know is illegal. We're trying to change the system to where people are treated fairly by the law. That is it. That is the main goal here. People should not have to be murdered because they stole some candy out of a store. And then you got to have a moron try to say, well, he was a bad kid. Slap him in the face. Anybody who try to tell you that, well, he was a bad kid, I'll be like, okay, well, Johnny's bad over there too, so he should die. My narrative is this. How, and this is why I always try to get Caucasians to understand, because they love to be like, yes, I feel like that, but I can't say what you're saying. Yes, you're black and you could say it. Yes. I'm like, no. See, here's where you guys don't think there's a problem. You think blacks are complaining. And they're not complaining. They're saying that this is something that needs to be addressed. And this is the reason why we say that. Is because if this was reversed, would you be complaining? But for some demographical reason, we don't see a lot of black police officers killing unarmed white civilians. Why we don't see that number staggering? Because the white people are good? And the black people are just bad? We all criminals and stuff? If they were unarmed, didn't really break no law, or was pulled over for something juvenile, how did that lead to violence and a shooting death? But over here, this guy who was on drugs, violent, was taken into custody. You know why? Ramifications. How many of these officers have we seen go to jail for killing unarmed black men? We seen them walk right out of the police station, go right back in and get paid. Go right back on the police force. If a black person was to do that, he's lost his pension, he lost his house, his family, his respect, his duty. Even if it was just a random fire, he might have apologized. They'd have put him in jail for a couple of years with the rest of the criminals that he's arrested and put away. Blacks are already know that we have to toe the line, when whites have never had a line, period. They have never been told there's things they can't do or the ramifications are against them. They don't fear the police. They don't fear the courts. They don't fear any of things. So they just walk around like, I can vandalize. They do whatever they please. So if there's no ramifications to put them in place to say these are the lines and these are the rules, they feel like nothing pertains to them, that they're above and they can do whatever. Well, we know that as kids, when our parents tell us, hey, you better mind, you better do this, you got to do that, you got to toe the line, don't do this, or you going to jail. If you go to jail, we are already aware of this at a very young age. It is pushed through us at a very young age to be cautious and be aware. So much that we don't even curse in front of our parents. Well, the majority of us grew up, we weren't allowed to curse in front of our parents. And we saw our white friends do it. Just like Eddie Murphy said in Delirious. He's like, white friend was cursing in front of his parents. He's like, they looked at him like they did not kill you. Because that's the way we were brought up. You didn't disrespect. You had the mind. So, do I think the NFL players are doing the right thing? Absolutely not. I 100% do not agree with them taking a knee at the anthem. 100% don't. Because it's all a distraction. It's nothing getting done. And the problem still exists. Well, they've been given away. They know the way to make real change. People are afraid. They don't want to be that guy out there. They'd rather be the guy that's taking the knee because people in the hood are going to be like, yeah, you cool, man. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what my man took that knee. Look at my man Bennett. Yeah, Bennett, man, you see Bennett ain't no sucker. Yeah, there you go, Bennett. Another one, Michael Bennett. I don't even want to get started on him again. Another guy leading y'all down the wrong path. They keep you divided. They keep you stupid. They keep you focused on the wrong thing. You think you're fighting for a cause, and you're really not. You're part of the problem instead of the solution. The solution is right there. Nobody wants to do it. You know why? Because the solution is much more work. It's much more effort. It's much more community, much more cares. I would believe somebody cared more if they done those things than the things that they're talking about. I would believe people cared more when they say, man, I'm reaching out to so-and-so. I'm getting him. We going to address this issue right now. It's got to be addressed. We can't take a day off. We can't put the summer off. We got to get this to the table, city by city, state by state. There's every town, there's an NFL team. There's an NBA team. All these players that have black superstar athletes, y'all can all unify and say, look, we need to change what's going on over here. All the community service LeBron has done in Ohio and all the stuff he's done for Akron, all the children, all the money he spent to send kids to school, and his state is the #1 leading state in this country for unarmed black people being killed. Not once has LeBron James came out and said, look, we got to unify and change these laws and do all this and that. And he's done a lot. And I ain't saying he hasn't done anything. He's done a lot of things. Way more than Michael Jordan and the rest of them, Kobe, all of them. But I'm saying, this is what I'm talking about. Unify and fight the real problem. Because if you unify to fight the real problem, you know that you're going to wake a dragon. And everybody's afraid of that dragon to wake up. Because you're breaking a system. You're breaking the mold. Like I told you, the game is baccarats. It's not even chess. Because they want you to protest. You don't get that. They want you to protest the flag. It makes they're winning. Don't you get it? 2 years of doing this and you think you're making progress? Like we're going back to the table to negotiate. How are we going to protest this flag? It's sad to me because the main problem is right there. You're forcing the NFL, talking about the NFL need to do, the NFL is not the problem. They're not the ones out here killing unarmed black people. So your fight isn't with the NFL, but you made your fight with the NFL because they don't want you to disrespect their sport. When the doggone all branches of military is basically sponsored by the NFL and every other sporting event in the world. So yeah, people coming in there, disabled veterans, getting jobs, working because of the league, who's fought in the countries, who's seen friends die before them. They feel very disrespected when they see that because they feel like, man, I want to feel like the people matter or respect what we did. But the fact that the players are like, hey, we didn't mean to disrespect y'all. We're not doing it to disrespect y'all. Just the distraction, period. You guys have failed. In 2 years, you have not gotten your message over. How could that be? The message was y'all supposed to be doing this for the death and bringing awareness to the police officers killing unarmed blacks. But yet, that awareness has been unheard. All we hear is anthem and flag. So your strategy is askewed. Maybe you should go back to the drawing board and face the actual problem. I make no sense. You must have just got here, Mr. MVP. That's right, CJ, but it was going to happen. You know why? Because they're doing the wrong thing. They didn't plan it out. None of it was planned. Talking about they want to bring attention and an awareness to it. Call a press conference. A lot of racist cops on the force. Tell us something we don't know. That's why we saying address the problem. They're not addressing the problem. They're making a problem that don't exist. They're fighting the NFL. What you fighting the NFL for? NFL got racist owners. What sport don't have racist owners? The players are painting themselves in the wrong light. They're the ones taking a knee during the anthem. How do you think that's going to play out in the media? How's that going to bring awareness to your cause? Because you didn't handle it smartly. 2 years later, and you're still in the same spot? You didn't think this through. Now, a lot of you guys weren't here when we started this conversation of dialogue. We gave a solution to the problem. The players have the power because they're the guys that play the sports. They're the ones that sell the jerseys. You guys get together on your own time, call a press conference saying this is what we're going to do because we want to bring awareness to this. It will get printed. It won't be on the back page of ESPN. It'll be on the front of the ESPN. You guys got celebrity friends, get them involved. Y'all all can get together and throw a party. Why you can't get together and unify to do this? Because you know it's going to wake that dragon. You know it's going to bring awareness to the real problem. And y'all afraid of the backlash of things that's going to come out when y'all start rattling that cage. That's the truth. So I'm tired of these fake people out here doing this stuff. These Bennett's and everybody else. I'm tired of it. I'm sick and tired of these guys. And I just don't want it to be the guy that they use to put the black guy out there like, yeah, see, he's making sense. Everybody know what the issue is. They're not stupid. They know the solution or what to do. And they're not even talking about it. When they throw a microphone in front of them, they talking about the NFL, man, and we should have the right. We shouldn't have to stand for the flag if we don't want to. That's not what the whole issue is about. What is your solution to the problem? Talk about the problem. Talk about what we need to do. Talk about the solution. Talk about the real issues when they put that camera in front of your face. That's what you need to be doing. But yet you start talking about the NFL, how they unfair, blah, blah, blah. Now the whole thing's a mess. Now they got you in the hamster wheel, spinning around while nothing's getting done. And because you guys are afraid to think and don't think, this is a problem. The rest of you interested in following suit, this is what's going to happen. It's going to continue to happen. And I like how none of you guys gave me a super chat donation for this. You asked me to address this. You called me a coon. I came on here, addressed all your questions for you, gave you the solutions. When you said, well, what's the solution? I gave you the solutions. I talked about the problem, and none of y'all gave a super chat donation to this. But if I said such and such was beefing with somebody, here come a donation. So y'all must don't care either. Now, who's prepared to